Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka the Weather Gamer, bringing you the team analysis for your Chicago Charizards in the LDL D League. This is not a new league, just throwing this out there. I am taking over for a team in LDL. As you guys know, LDL is one of the 4 leagues that I partner with: LDL, LTPL, LMC, and Sunset Showdown. I believe it's Sunset. God, I always screw that one up. Yeah, Sunset Showdown Reignited. Jet pinged me a while ago and said, hey, you know any replacements? We got a guy dropping out. I said, I'll look into it. And then I looked at the team and I looked at what was available. And I said, Jet, give me the team. Because NCL, I basically only had one team left to build. WWC and Academy were still going on, and I'm talking about that in past tense because you guys are seeing this way after everything has been said and done. The LDL season's probably already over by the time you're seeing this, because I'm live recording, but I'm not uploading until after one of my leagues ends, either NCL or Academy or something. So this has been recorded a long time ago. Apologies to Jet, I didn't put these up right away, but I had already locked in all of my April video slots, so I didn't have a place to put that. So yeah, and sorry to my opponents as well, but yeah, so we took over for Code, and I basically scrapped his entire team. How the team basically worked is it was open draft. There weren't points, there weren't tiers. It's Galar decks. It's played with Wi-Fi rules, but it's not played on Wi-Fi. It's played on Showdown. And I could take any mon that wasn't, I had unlimited transactions. I could take any mon that was not claimed already. So I started looking through the G-Maxes, and I immediately went, oh, hello, G-Max Charizard. I know what I'm doing with this team because G-Max... And the thing is, G-Maxes, if they come to the match must G-Max, they can hold any item they want. Say hello to Solar Power Life Orb Charizard. Anyways, and you get 2 Dynamax captains, too. If you bring your Dynamax captain and your Gigantamax captain, you can't Dynamax, so the only way you can Dynamax is by not bringing your Gigantamax captain. So I saw a G-Max Charizard, I was like, nope, sold, give it to me. That's why I took the team. I was like, oh, I can put together a very good weather-based team. I'll take over, even though I said I would never take over a team again after LDL or LTPL, I'm going to take over this one. It's 3 and 4 minus 4, but it's in a 4-way tie for 6th. Which is the last playoff spot, so I thought that was a good takeover. I do have to play Jake, Ice, and Blaze that people will recognize, and then 2 brand new coaches I've never played against, so that also weighed into, okay, well, I know what Ice can do, I know how Jake and I usually play, I know how Blaze and I usually play. Those are all 3 viable games that I could potentially win. Push myself to 6 and 4. If I beat Alder, 6 and 5. If I beat, I think it's Looney, 7 and 4 potential at playoffs, or 6 and 5 playoffs are still valid. So, I with the playoff chance and as far into the season as it was, and G-Max Charizard, it just made sense. But anyways, G-Max Charizard, Yard is now the only Zard form I have not drafted. I've done X twice, I've done Standard Zard, and now I've got G-Max. Really looking forward to it because G-Max Charizard just goes to town. And just, there's a reason it's banned in most leagues that allow Dynamaxing. It is incredibly powerful, especially in Sun. So, speaking of that Sun core, I picked up Venusaur, and I did make Venusaur a Dynamax captain. I know that's weird because if I bring both Zard and Venusaur, which is likely, I won't be Dynamaxing Venusaur, but in the off chance that Venusaur, or that Zard does not have a good matchup, but Sun still has a good matchup, then Venusaur can come, it can Dynamax, and it can do its thing. Special attack boost from Sludge Wave, or Poison type moves, it gives itself Grassy Terrain boost with its Grass Stab. does have ground stab. Venusaur is also a bit of a tanky mon. Can be defensive if need be. Like, I can build very bulky Venusaur with growth, and then Venusaur can still put out a lot of damage to teams. It can run physical, it can run special. Chlorophyll, obviously, to double its speed and sun. All the starters have Weather Ball, so if my opponent decides, hey, I'm going to take away your sun, give you rain, and then bring in, I don't know, bring in a rock, or set sand, and then bring in a flying type against Venusaur, I'll have hidden, or essentially hidden power rock, stronger hidden power rock. I'll have Weather Ball rock, because I get rock, fire, water, and ice weather balls, so depending on the weather. So I don't know, Venusaur's kind of cool. I'm excited to actually use it on a Sun team this time. I've been meaning to draft Sun for a long time and just never had. So then the final component of the Sun is obviously the Sun Setter. And I could not get the guy who had Torkoal to give it up to me. I was going to get I wrote him Heat originally. So I was going to get Torkoal and Rotom Wash. And I was going to send Rotom Heat in whatever mon he wanted, but he wouldn't give up Torkoal without Blastoise. And Jake unfortunately has Blastoise, and Jake would not give up Blastoise. So I couldn't get Torkoal, which means I had to settle for Ninetales. I'm not too particularly thrilled to have Ninetales. It is not, whoops, spoiler. Ninetales is not a very good mon in my opinion. Yeah, it can nasty plot, but it's frail. It does not take a lot of hits. It gets worn down very, very quickly. It has a decent move pool, but compared to a low-end Ninetales, standard Ninetales just is not that good of a mon. But I needed a Sunsetter. Because I can't Dynamax and then have Zard, so this was my only way of getting Sun. So Ninetales is where it's at. Now, the one thing I will, and I just spoiled it, this team also had Dracovish already on it when I went to Takeover, which was another selling point. Hey, I've got Mr. Vish. I can use Mr. Vish. So like, sold. Give me the team. Dracovish, there's not a lot of switch-ins to this thing at all, especially in Galar decks. Nat decks, there's a few switch-ins. Galar decks, you got Vaporeon, you've got Max Milotic, and I'm trying to think what Quagsire, and who's the other one that checks in? Gastro. That's it. That's literally the only thing. And Melmetal can, I guess. Melmetal kind of can check in a little bit. That's about it that checks up on what is that thing's name? Dracovish. Mr. Vish, Choice Banded, Strongjaw, Scarf Strongjaw under web support. As long as it's faster, Fishious Ren can rip through teams. Yes, I know, Fishious Ren on a Sun team. 2 modes to a team. Sun team, Dracovish, Sweep team. So yeah, we ended up picking up Mr. Vish, or keeping Mr. Vish, because I really wanted to use it. So, see if the Dragon Tamer keeps running with his dragons. Now, I mentioned webs. Okay, so when I dropped Charizard, I did drop a G-Max that I really wanted to use, but I wanted to use Charizard more, and I also had its base form available, so I was like, you know what? We're just going to run G-Max Charizard, and we're going to draft, well, pick up Orbeetle. I talked about this in WWC, Orbeetle, and actually APA as well. Orbeetle is very, very defensive. Very, very thick, but also can get pretty cheeky with stored power setup because it gets Calm Mind and Iron Defense. I can U-turn out, I can set sticky webs, I can be offensive if need be, defensive if need be. Sticky webs plus Dracovish is really nice. Sticky webs is actually really nice with the rest of my team too. Like if I don't bring Sun, Venusaur would certainly appreciate a webs boost. G-Max Charizard obviously appreciates webs, especially if I can't get off a max airstream at some point to speed boost anyways. But yeah, Orbeetle gives me another nice defensive mon that also can be surprisingly offensive if my opponent's not ready for it. So yes, I know, dual water type on a Sun team is rather strange. Yeah, it is. But, you know, my options for speed were Inteleon or Jolteon. And again, I'm sorry, Thriller, but Jolteon has not done anything for me in Draft League. So I was not going to pick it up. I had a different electric type that I was aiming at anyways. So I went and grabbed Inteleon. Inteleon helps me with the rock and ground weakness that Sun teams generally experience. 121 speed is very, very good. Spec set's really good. There are physical sets. It can run Scarf. It does get U-turn to pivot. Again, momentum being very nice on Sun teams, and in order to pivot, because the grass type's coming in here, will I pivot into Ninetales and then go into Charizard or Venusaur? So it does give me a pivoting option to help cycle through, and then again, just super, super fast. It is only Sniper. The hidden ability is not allowed because it is not official yet. That's the other thing. This league is everything that's official only. So no G-Max Melmetal, no Grassy Surge Rillaboom, otherwise I would have picked it up, no Libero Cinderace, no Sniper Inteleon, no hidden ability Fossils, so no Sand Rush, Slush Rush, any of that. So, but we did get Inteleon here. Then I picked up Phalanx. I saw Phalanx sitting there. I was like, I want to try that as a fighting type. The other really critical thing about Phalanx is if my opponent tries to set sticky webs, or if my opponent wants to defog, I go Phalanx and get a +2 attack boost from the Defiant. And if I go in on a defog and then get the boost, and then their defogger is not faster than me, or I run Sash No Retreat and get the speed boost, I pretty much obliterate at +3 attack, and if I can get the speed boost from No Retreat. Galardex, there's not a lot that can revenge this thing, and Phalanx could potentially come in and set up and sweep itself. So Defiant, really nice to say, no, you keep your sticky webs on your side, or you give me my boosty boost. So that's why Phalanx is here. It also beat my G-Max Caparage in Academy, so I wanted to try it. Then we get Alcremie here. Alcremie is my other Dynamax captain. Alcremie is a very nice special wall. 121 Spadef. It does get Recover. It does not get Wish. It does not get Healing Wish, but it does get Recover for itself. Calm Mind Stored Power is a thing. It does have a decent special move pool. Does get Mystical Fire to check in Steel types trying to switch in. I just thought it was cool. I like Alcremie. Alcremie is actually a pretty decent mon. I thought it was trash when I first saw it, but the more I've seen it used, the more I've investigated into it. It's a pretty decent mon. It's a little slow at base 64, but you know, my team needed that speed coverage anyways. So I'm interested to see how Alcremie is going to go here. It's an interesting fairy type, to say the least. So we'll look forward to trying it. I picked up Skuntank as a dark and poison type because so far, where's my hazard removal besides Charizard? Skuntank gives me Defog. Aftermath is really nice to inflict damage back, like Rocky Helmet Aftermath to really physical attackers. It does have a very interesting move pool with the fact that it gets Fire Blast and Flamethrower. Does have good dart cover, or obviously its dual stab is very, very nice. It's grounded poison, so it takes out T-spikes that my opponent tries to set. But really it's there for the utility defog, and then to check opposing fairy types, because my steel type's not the greatest either, so the steel type's actually the only thing that I held on to as well. Besides Dracovish, I kept 2 Mons on the entire 11 Mon team, so... Here's that electric type I was talking about, Rotom Spook. I didn't want Rotom Freeze or Fan. because of the severe rock problem my team has with Orbeetle, Ninetales, Yard, or not Yard, Jard, I don't know, is that Mard? Gmax Charizard, Big Flame Boy. So I didn't want to continue to increase the rock problem. I also have a ground issue with Ninetales and Skuntank and my Steel type and Venusaur. So the Levitate from a Rotom was nice. Rotom does have Defog, so I can defog away. 91 speed stat is good because now I have a physical speed mod in that speed tier, because Orbeetle at 90 may not be offensive all the time. But yeah, Rotom Spook. This thing's really just going to be here to be annoying as all hell. Between Will-O-Wisping, Toxicking, Defogging, Spexing, Tricking, you know, it's probably the most annoying of the Rotoms, as far as just the sheer amount of what it can do. Plus it gets nasty, Plot. Plot. And last but not least, the Steel type that we did hang on to was Steelix. There just was not another Steel type out there that was good, that would do anything. This is the anti-Trick Room mon, basically. This old team was basically entirely Trick Room, so I scrapped it for speed and then kept one anti-Trick Room. Steelix is incredibly damn bulky. I think it's base 200 defense. It does get Body Press, which is a huge attack on something this defensive, because Body Press uses your defense stat, not your attack stat. It does get Curse, so I could continue to get incredibly bulky. It does get Dragon Dance, which I think is really funny. Sturdy is a nice ability. I believe it's Sheer Force is its hidden ability. It's Sturdy, Sheer Force, and something else. Rockhead, I think. Or its 3 abilities. It just hits really hard. It gives me Stealth Rocks. It gives me very offensive ground type. Powerful ground type, I guess, is what I'm going for, which is something that I generally have not been drafting lately, so we'll see. Steelix is definitely going to be playing the physical defensive role. It's helped by the sun because of rain, or water attacks not being as damaging, so we'll see. We'll see what happens here. I'm hoping that I can get in. I don't have my 3-game lose streak to start the season like I have in Gen 8, and just completely obliterate my chances at playoffs. I hope this isn't an 0-5 season like LTPL was when I took over. Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited. Other than Torkoal and Rotom Wash, this is basically a Sun team that I would probably have drafted anyways, so we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.